KCIW. Here we are. Quality living with peaceful support. Radio station 100.7, your local LP station for all your ears' pleasures. If there's anything that you wish to talk about, please do send us a text, email, all those fun things. You can find us at kciw.org. Also, on kciw.org is the schedule of all the super juicy, yummy, earbud tasty activities, all the shows, how to create your own show. Because believe it or not, we love content. And there's so many of all of us beautiful, unique, just most handsome and special voices and humans out there in our community that have more to give. There's so many gifts within inside ourselves. And we get to learn all about that here on the Quality Living Show with Peaceful Support. All of our members of our community are super sacred, majorly important, and most invited and totally welcome to join us in the KCIW radio station. Absolutely, yes, that's you and your neighbor and their friends and maybe even somebody in a neighboring community. People in Crescent City, we can reach outside of Curry County. I often hear on the Quality Living Show with Peaceful Support. Amanda Whittemore, yes, that's me right here, right now in the radio station in Brookings, Oregon. I most definitely invite as many people internationally as possible. Mostly because myself, I've been gifted the ability to go other places in the world. And thank you to the KCIW radio station and Tom and Candace and Rose and Doug and Ray and all the really unique special humans that have this technological advancement. They have so much personal experience with sound equipment, technology, the cyber world, the internet, the radio frequencies, the waves that are constantly just sourced and immersed in our atmosphere and a part of the existence of our natural course of being here on Earth. Many people think that maybe technology is not so natural. However, it is completely natural. It's simply a different format. It's a different frequency. It's like, when people say they have too much EMF waves or this or that or what have you. I've experienced it. It hurts. It's painful. It drives a person to the point of insanity when they're around too much technology if they're not accustomed to it. It's kind of like alcohol. People vomit, they puke, they do the weirdest, strangest things. They run around the streets naked with their clothes off, like they do abusive assaults. They strangle and attack and hit people. And I'm just speaking pure truth. Technology does weird things too, but I, haven't quite seen anybody get super violent over too much technology. Anyways. Pardon me, a little side note there. I have, though, myself had to almost go to the point of getting medication or therapy because of the amount of sensitivity that I had to technology. And here I am, the producer of Quality Living with Peaceful Support, an actual radio program that airs every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Thank you, listeners, for tuning in. And it's a gift. I learned how to acclimate, how to adjust. For the first year or two, when I moved into the Brookings area, I literally needed headphones and I had to squeeze my ears if I didn't have the headphones. I had to take the palms of my hands and press it onto my ears to where there was muffled, completely no sound, because there's so much energy. There's so much technology and a cyber electronical presence, whether it's physical technical hardware or if it's the software or that many amount of e-commerce people on the internet running and operating their businesses internationally and globally. I found that some reason, I was hypersensitive to the level of EMFs and technology here in Brookings, Oregon. I have no idea if anybody else experienced that. If you did, please call me and please call the radio station at contact@kciw.org and write to me, Amanda Whittemore, and let's talk about this. We actually have a guest that will be here in the near future. And so it's all relative, because technology is a real thing. Just like any mineral, sometimes we get too many heavy metals in our diet, and then we have to do a heavy metal cleanse. And we're not talking about just switching the radio station to classic rock. We're talking about actually heavy metals like, what do they call them? Aluminums. And, some people have too many, coppers and silvers and all the other elements that get stuck in their bloodstream and in their body. And it's actually a real thing, heavy metal detoxing. However, so we here on the Quality Living Show want to especially thank, as we started here on the beginning of the show, thanking the volunteers, the core support group that designed, upheld, kept up, and improved KCIW radio station, the power of radio, with an extension to the cyber world, to the podcast. That is where we find ourselves learning about the international guests. We learn about the ability of having our cute, teeny, tiny, quaint Curry County so well seen, acknowledged, appreciated from an international view. This happens with the power of the internet. So this beautiful, delicate, most handsome and delicious little radio station turns into this power source, this power hub of network, the grandest network you could ever envision. And we here in this community have the power to outsource and outreach and find that link, that channel, that network out there in the cyber world simply through the KCIW.org website. Yeah, the more that we click on that link, subscribe, share with our friends and family, we can listen online everywhere and anywhere we get internet reception. Yeah, absolutely. That's a true fact right there. My friends and family, I'll make a list real quick. Thailand, Colombia, Costa Rica, Mexico, the East Coast, Canada. Where else have I marketed and delegated access to? I'm sure other nations and countries. Those are the top ones that I can think of right now that I personally have friends and family listening to KCIW.org, to the Quality Living Show with peaceful support and your radio voice, Amanda Whittemore. Super cool. For me, I think it's rad. I love radio. I heart being radio. I heart being RAW. Totally raw, right here without a script, just going for it. Because I believe in the power of the collective consciousness. And I'm so glad that we have Mondays as this show, because there was a time and a place when we were able to connect and meet on a Monday, and it was magnificent with these magical members of Meeting of the Minds that multiplied this magnitude of magnetic courses. And it became so delicious that it just appeased all of our senses, and we kept meeting on Mondays. Yeah, there were some mushrooms, but you know what? That's okay. It's a mycelium network, and it's been many, 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 many years, so many moons, over 5 years ago, that we would have our magnetic meeting of the minds on a Monday. Absolutely. Meaningful, completely meaningful Mondays. They're most impressive. And we're so magical that we keep meeting on Mondays, just magnificently, totally on this magnitude of, okay, your turn. Call in to the radio station or send an email and remind me of a word that starts with M that is, how do you call it? Another word for meeting or magnetic. Okay. Here we go. I don't have one. I bet you thought I was going to say it, didn't you? Okay. Anyways, let's see here. The main goal that I have for this show, for quality living with peaceful support right here, right now, other than encouraging all of our phenomenal, most super special, precious, just delicate ears that are out there in the Curry County, it is my gift to invite to you this season. Let's say you're not with a financial gift. Let's say this season and this year is maybe not the best year for you, whether it's somebody's birthday, any holiday. It could be any holiday at all. Let's just feel how important it is to give a moment of connection, insightfulness, something supportive, some way to encourage laughter, joy, thoughts, support, because here in Quality Living, we're all about peaceful support. So how about if instead of a physical material gift, if we give the gift of KCIW.org and we encourage our friends and family to participate and listen and invite them to a new world, the radio outside of the station. To me, I love information, and hopefully you all do equally. And peaceful support really loves to be exactly that, to be supportive and find different ways to think outside of this, cube that we live within. And that's another reason why I touched on the fact of reaching out internationally, reaching out to your friends and family, colleagues, in conversation, encouraging people to listen to the KCIW radio station. And most because, like NPR or other radio stations, we are seriously a gazillion to 10 times thousands of particles and bits and pieces of every audio bit is volunteer here. Every bit of energy and frequency that you hear, that you feel, that you sense is raw, it's pure, it's all donation based and completely from volunteers. Pardon me. And these volunteers do this because they love to support. They literally just are here for you. And that's the most beautiful part of being a community, is the power of volunteering. And honestly, my entire life, I've been a volunteer. You know how exciting it is to go outside to the compost pile? To go out to the compost pile. A lot of you already know where I'm going with this. Some of us who've never had a compost pile are wondering, what does composting have to do with volunteers? So, as we have experienced that the most fun and exciting part about going out to the compost pile, getting that shovel, or just tossing out your compost from your kitchen, your daily, activity. Maybe the season's been a while, you haven't turned it all the way, you got a heaping pile of compost, and you turn it over and you realize there is this ginormous squash, or this huge cucumber, or this cluster of potatoes. Fully matured, grown, ready to eat, when you're like, I really need to go grocery shopping and get that one tomato that's literally sitting at the edge of your compost pile. A volunteer. They just voluntarily sprout up. And it's just the coolest thing ever. If you've never experienced it, this is the one reason, the main reason why to start a compost pile, because it's the volunteers that just give themselves selfishly, completely holistically natural. It's their course to just give more than they've ever given. They are so vital and full of life and ready to participate and put this shine on the course of living with true quality. And it's so peaceful. It just gives and gives and gives. Volunteering is that sensation. Literally, let's say you have a couple of hours out of your month. If you look at your calendar, go ahead, open up your calendar books and look at your monthly planner or your calendar and see it. Be like, oh, yeah, I have like one Wednesday a month or one Monday a month where I could totally do something for my community and just grow my network or delicately enhance community conversation about the work that that person does, or amplify somebody's mission that resonates so well with your own walk of life. So quality living with peaceful support sponsors and supports every nonprofit in the town. I personally work with CheckCoActivityCenter.org. We majorly encourage you to listen to past episodes here on the Quality Living Show. Pardon me. And these past shows will let you hear all about the Chetco Activity Center here in our community and how you can participate. And Harmony and Me Music Outreach, a most phenomenal, just scrumptious, adorable program that is available here in our community. Especially if you have children or elders or all ages. Harmony and Me Music Outreach is available for volunteers. The Wild Rivers Film Festival, 1,000% loves volunteers. And I believe there are so many more, especially, right here, home center, front and center, KCIW.org seriously loves volunteers. If you want to come in on a Wednesday, do a reading, we've got PSAs, we've got all types of stories and fun to share with our community. If you want to design your own show, that is a volunteered position. You've got the hot topic, you've got a nice title, you've just got some type of jazz and whole bunch of vitality behind you on, say, only Thursdays at 2 p.m. Whenever your special hour is, feel free to come on into the Quality, pardon me, yeah, we're on Quality Living, but feel free to come into the KCIW show and volunteer some time and some energy. You know, what's really radical is the festivals in town. All of the festivals in town, they live and survive mostly on volunteers. This is a true fact. The Mushroom Festival, oh my gosh. If you've never done it, try it. It's just beautiful, stunning, marvelous, simply marvelous, darling. It really is. Pirate Festival, the Blues Festival, the Sunday afternoons in the park, the International Yoga Gathering Festival. All of these festivals and public activities that are brought to you from devotees, volunteers who just love giving and giving and giving. And if you're one of us, please do sign up, join, participate, find your favorite organization, nonprofit, something that you're interested in, and just get out there and just see how much you receive simply from giving 1 hour of your time a month. It is powerful. I have honestly, I'm going to tell you the big secret. The big secret of the power of volunteering is I've actually received more unexpected paid offerings, actual paid positions. The more I volunteered and just showed up as myself, of who I am and the gifts and talents that I naturally have without even trying, just simply being who we are. Just show up, participate, and literally majority of the time at the end of the day, all of a sudden people are requesting your services and ready to give a paid position for the energy that you bring as this stunning vegetable, or this most glorious flower, or this animal, or this best piece of, I'm obviously making references to, bits and pieces of the earth, that an analogy. So yeah, whatever energy you come with, or that you recognize yourself as, and it gets added to these luscious gardens, or these festivals, or these pieces that create a moment, a quality moment in our town. It makes it that much more enjoyable when we show up wholeheartedly, ready to just be ourselves and have way more fun than we've ever had, because we're there to give and participate and just watch people smile and be there to give a hand, whether it's literally moving an item, or putting a sign on the wall, or making a phone call, or editing a paper. There's literally so many parts and opportunities to being a volunteer that it's the gift that keeps on giving, in all directions. It's literally, we learn so much. So many times people have taught me that if there's ever a lack in financial ability to participate in an activity, instead of asking for a sponsorship, ask if you can volunteer. Because that opens up this portal, this window, this door, this avenue of seeing that, one, you're committed, you're willing to show up. Regardless if you have financial support to do the position or not, you're willing to make it work and make it happen. And you're committed to being the best you can be. And you're ready for this opportunity to shine and be part of something bigger and more fathomable than you've ever envisioned. And it's a true gift. So as a personal expert on volunteering, you call me here on the KCIW radio phone number anytime. And honestly, my phone number is out there everywhere in the world. You can call me personally, 530-334-0595. You can also email me at brookingsoregonyogaday@gmail.com. Yes, I did just say that. That is my email, because I live in Brookings, Oregon. I attempt to do yoga every day, and Gmail was offering an opportunity to have an email. So I chose brookingsoregonyogaday@gmail. Let's talk. Let's talk about the purpose and the power of volunteering. And I love to hear and have a multi-channel communication with others in the community. Honestly, it's super important for me to sit and receive all that you have to say and all that you wish to participate in. And I personally will volunteer, and I will train you, and I will show you how to operate the soundboard here at the radio station. If sound is something of interest to you, you wonder, how do they get that voice to so many houses and cars and radio stations? And believe it or not, we teach all ages. So if you just any age that you are, we are fully capable of teaching you and showing you how to operate a soundboard, which could lead to your future paid position of maybe over $100,000 a year. Like, this is real talk here with Amanda. Peaceful support. That's what we do. If you are interested in operating and being the producer, if you want to learn how to produce your own radio show and you're out there thinking, I would love to volunteer. However, I have never done that. I have no idea how to do that. Myself, Amanda Whittemore, I will personally volunteer. That means free. I will personally volunteer and train you and teach you and show you the ropes. And you tell me if you like it or not. If you want to keep doing it, it's all yours. If not, it's okay. You can just walk away and be grateful for the experience or not. It's totally your choice. However, I just overextend all that I've learned and I've been gifted as a volunteer to encourage others to really just take a moment to think about volunteering, because for me, it's the best action I've ever learned about. There's so many music shows and so many productions and festivals and nonprofit organizations that there was an event or a production or there was a happening, and they were expensive, and I had no idea how I was going to be able to go to the show. Then I look on the website and it says volunteer, and I was almost in tears because there was an opportunity to show up, be myself, and participate and be able to give and learn. That's the beauty of volunteering, really, is learning and having a symbiotic course that fuels you as much as you fuel it. Like a teeter-totter. It will give you as much as you give it. So I encourage everybody out there, just keep on giving and volunteer when you can. Thank you. This is Amanda Whittemore with the Quality Living with Peaceful Support.